All right. Welcome, everybody. This is installment number 3 of our Spring Fling Business Credit Series. Okay? Thank y'all for coming. If y'all are joining and looking on from one of our social medias, then please hit subscribe, like, follow, all that good stuff. And this is the Spring Fling Business Credit Series for businesscreditbuilder.us. All right? businesscreditbuilder.us. My name is Noel Booker Sr. Noel A. Booker Sr. Okay? And I am the CEO at Business Credit Builder. And what we do at Business Credit Builder is we help entrepreneurs build their business credit and access funding for their business. Okay? And we do that by creating business credit for your EIN that's not associated with your social. Okay? So this is going to be a quick one today. And just so you know, at the top of the hour at 7 o'clock Eastern, we are going to do a full webinar on all the steps of doing business credit. And this one is entitled How to Start Your Credit Profile, your business credit profile using vendor accounts. Okay? Now, you cannot start your business credit profile unless you start with the first 2 steps. This is the 3rd step. And remember, building business credit is a step-by-step process. You cannot skip steps. Okay? So the first step we covered already in the series is credibility. Okay? That is about making your business credible in the eyes of the lender. Okay? Which is basically having your name, address, telephone number, all that stuff set up properly so that you are credible in the eyes of the lender. If you missed that webinar, then you can go back to my YouTube and you can check out the past webinars. Okay? So before you get to create your credit profile using vendor credit, you have to do the credibility and you have to understand the reporting agencies and why you need access to your business credit reports. And you will get them from the 3 major business credit reporting agencies, which are Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax. Okay? So once you have set up your credibility, you got your DUNS number and understand the business credit reporting, now you're ready to create your profile, your business credit profile from scratch. Okay? So far, let's say you already got your credibility set up. You got your DUNS number. You pulled your reports. Now you know where you are. Now let's start by creating your business credit profile. And in order to create your business credit profile, what you have to do is find vendors that will give you credit when you have no credit. And they have to report. So this is not so easy because first off, not that many companies are going to give you credit when you have no credit. Okay? And 2, there's only 10% of all businesses in the United States report to the business credit reporting agencies because they're under high guidelines and restrictions to even be able to report. Okay, so this is a hard step, right? So, like I told you before, some vendors will give you a little bit of credit and then you have to pay it off in 30 days. They call these net 30 accounts, also known as vendor accounts. Okay? So these vendor accounts, you're gonna look for them and find the ones that will give you a little bit of credit and they report. All right? These are the two things that you need to find in a vendor in order to start your business credit profile. Okay? So, these net 30 accounts, that means that when they do give you credit, and when you buy something on credit, you have 30 days to pay the total balance off, hence the term net 30. Okay? And some vendors will give you a net 30 account just because you have an EIN number and your local telephone number listed. And I told you about that in previous webinars. Okay? So the first vendor, every time I start a business or I have a client, the first vendors that I'm going to is Strategic Network Solutions. The reason why is because Strategic Network Solutions will give you $1,000 credit just because you got an EIN number and your business telephone number is listed. $1,000. Bam, right? But, so when I got my first account at Strategic Network Solutions, which you can find this information at businesscreditbuilder.us/vendors. Hold on, let me write it right here. /vendors, right? Go to that website, businesscreditbuilder.us/vendors. And you will find Strategic Network Solutions, and you will also find Summa Office Supplies, right? These two right there, right? Those are the first two I'm going to start with, actually. So when I got my Strategic Network account, right, I found out that there's some hidden hurdles with these net 30 accounts, right? There's always going to be some hidden hurdles, okay? Because these companies, this is a risk for them. So there's going to be some kind of hurdle, right? But a lot of people that teach this class don't tell you about the hurdles, okay? So when I got my account with Strategic Network Solutions, I found out that they did not offer net 30 terms for any items except digital products. So I looked through the digital products that they had. The one that was for me was this thing called the web root, okay? The web root is a virus protection. So I got my account. I downloaded my virus protection program. 2 weeks later, I paid it. And boom, that's an easy trade line, you see? So there's gonna be some hidden hurdles in the game, and that's one of them, okay? So Strategic Network Solutions, if you go to this website, /vendors, you'll see the two vendors, Strategic Network Solutions, Summa Office Supplies, okay? Summa Office Supplies. and use the affiliate code to order your products. Now, when you get these net 30 accounts, keep in mind, do not use your social, and keep in mind that you need to spend at least $50 in order for them to report to the business credit reporting agencies. Now, every vendor has different strategy and how they do that, right? As far as how much money you need to spend. But a good formula to use is to at least make sure you spend $50 with these vendors, okay? Now, Strategic Network Solutions and Summa, they have increased their minimum order to $75, okay, just so you know. But basically, the general principle is make sure you spend $50 or more. Some vendors will not report to the business credit reporting agencies unless it's $50 or more. Also, here goes an advanced tip for y'all. Some vendors will not report your payment if you buy the item and pay for the item in the same month. Okay? So I got a strategy for that, right? Here go the strategy. Most vendors report at the end of the month. Okay? So let's say a vendor that we have reports at the end of the month. Then what I want to do is buy the item close to the end of the month, which is about the 25th, right? And then at the end of the month, when they do report, I want to owe for that bill. Okay? I want to owe for that bill when they report. And then in the first week of the next month, I want to pay that bill within 14 days. Okay? Because within 14 days, then the report that they send to the business credit reporting agencies is he paid that bill early. So if you pay this bill between the 15th day of the invoice date and the 30th day, then your payment is on time. That's what they put on the report that's sent to the business credit reporting agencies. That's an on-time payment. If you pay this bill after the 30th day, like on the 31st day, then that's a late payment. And so on and so forth. Okay? So that's an advanced one right there. All right? Buy the item at the end of the month. When they report, which is most likely at the end of the month, you owe that. And then you pay that bill within 14 days. So that the report that is sent in is an early payment, or at least make sure you got an on-time payment going in. Okay? You don't want late payments going in. That's for sure. Okay? You need these net 30 accounts. Here goes some more vendors that you can start your business credit profile with. DigiKey, Uline, Gimpler. All right, these are other companies that you can start a business credit profile with. Now, one thing to note is that these companies change their requirements regularly. And due to COVID, they have restricted a lot of these net 30 accounts. So right now, present day, I know these two are still rocking. I'm not sure about these. Okay, so just check them out. At one day, they did do net 30 accounts, but I'm pretty sure they still do. I know some vendors, if you have no records and your business credit report is just blank, places like Uline will require you to make some purchases first before they give you the net 30 account. Okay? So that's something to look forward to, right? So keep that in mind. I don't go to Uline until I got something on my credit profile, okay? Now, here goes another advanced notice, right? When you get these first 5 net 30 accounts, there's something you need to ask these accounts. One, once you get past asking them whether or not you can get an account that's net 30 and they report, you want to make sure, you want to ask them who they report to, okay? The answer to that question is Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, or Experian, business credit reporting agencies, okay? That's a definite that you need to know who they report to. Now, at Dun & Bradstreet, they have what they call the pay debt score, which is the score that creditors look at to determine your credit worthiness. Dun & Bradstreet will not give you a pay debt score unless 3 vendors have reported. So, out of the 5 vendors, right, the 5 net 30s, you want to make sure 3 of them are Dun & Bradstreet, that report to Dun & Bradstreet. 1 to Equifax and 1 to Experian. That's advanced notice, right? So, this is basically how you start your business credit profile using vendor accounts. Are there any questions? I know this one's real quick. I went through that one too quick. All right. Any questions? Anybody got some questions? Sharita is in here. Who's else in here? Lisa's in here. Staff, Constance, Katina, Miss LaShore. All right. Let me see if there's anything else I can share about the net 30s. What's credibility, strategic network solutions. Yeah. Any questions? Let me sit down here. We can ask any questions here. Let's see. What is does vendors again? Miss Gordon, please clarify. I'm thinking I can't read here. What you mean? You can open up your mic if you like. Miss Gordon? Oh, the vendors. Okay. First of all, you can go to my website to find the first 2, which are Strategic Network Solutions and Summa Office Supplies. If you go to businesscreditbuilder.us, I'm going to type that in the chat. businesscreditbuilder.us/vendors. You can find Strategic Network Solutions, Summa Office Supplies. Okay, the other ones are DigiKey, Uline, and there's Gimpler. Okay? And that's how you do it. You start with, your goal at this point in time is to get 5 net 30 accounts. Okay? So you want to get 5 net 30 accounts before you go to the next step. The next step is revolving accounts. Okay? Now, the revolving accounts are different than the net 30 accounts because the revolving accounts do not require you to pay the full balance in 30 days. They give you a minimum amount to pay per month, just like a normal credit card. Okay? And those are the accounts that you want to be at. Now, remember what I said. Building business credit is a step-by-step process. Each step is needed for the next step. You cannot skip a step. So this net 30 step is necessary to get to the next step because the revolving accounts needs you to have credit. Okay? The revolving accounts need you to have credit already. So that's why the net 30 accounts are important. And those net 30 accounts is hard because they got some hidden hurdles going down. And so you just got to figure out which ones are good for you. Okay. With my company, we always keep a good list of net 30 accounts. Okay. So we know and we stay abreast of what their requirements are. And we have a current list running. So my list that I had last year is different than the list I have today because these companies, they change their requirements. Okay. So I got a different list. So that's why you got to keep up on the vendors. So if you're doing this on your own, you're just calling vendors and you find out from the vendors, one, if they can give you a net 30 account, and then two, who they report to. Who do we have here? Got another question. Sharita, how long did you say you have to the net 30 accounts before you go to the revolving accounts? Okay, so it should take you 3 months to get these 5 net 30 accounts. Buy an item, pay for the item, and it gets sent to the business credit reporting agencies and is on your credit profile. That is when you go to the next step, which is the revolving. Okay, so it should take you 3 months. Okay, most likely it won't take you less than 3 months. It'll take every bit of that 3 months because it takes time. Once you make that payment, it takes time for that record to actually hit your credit profile. Okay. But everybody does this at a different pace, right? Because it's about buying something, paying for it, tracking it to your business credit report. Okay. So 3 months is the answer to that. Miss Katina got a question. The link you added, is this a good place to start? To start what? Once you got your credibility set up and you understand the business credit reporting agencies, which means you have your DUNS number, know how to access your business credit reports, then this is the next step. The vendors list to start your business credit report, to start your business credit profile with vendor accounts. I hope I answered that question. Okay, Sharita, she got her answer. Katrina, did you get your answer? All right, bet that. Cool. Any more questions? And just note that at the top of the hour, I do a webinar that encompasses the whole process of building business credit. Let's see what the title of this one is that we got coming up. I think this is the one on the credit cards. Oh no, this one is entitled at 7 o'clock, how to get $250,000 in business credit for your EIN that's not linked to your social, okay? So in this webinar, I go to a lot of detail and answer a whole bunch of questions. That's at 7 o'clock. And you can go to my website. If you are not registered for it, you can go to my website and register to get into that webinar because it's a different link than this one. Okay. So once again, it's businesscreditbuilder.us/events. Okay, and that gets you to my upcoming events where you can register for the next webinar. Okay, hey Shy. Sharita got something. That one you have to through the steps of achieving the revolving accounts.
Hello.
Yes, Sharita.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. I was just basically asking. So the next one to get the 250,000, without using your personal, just using your EIN, you have to have made it through the steps of achieving the revolving accounts, right?
Yeah. Are you asking in the next webinar? Am I going to go over the revolving accounts?
No, just when you're ready to apply for the 250,000, you have to at least have the revolving accounts built up as credit.
Oh, in that 250,000 will be revolving accounts. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, I understand you're going to discuss it. That's what it sounds like you're saying to me, that you're going to discuss it. However, to get to that point, like if I wanted to apply for that amount of money, I would have need to have got my 5 accounts, establish that, then establish the revolving, or do you just want to go through those steps on the
when you say apply for that amount of money, when I say how to get $250,000 in business credit, I mean collectively in different accounts. Okay. So these are different accounts that gave you different credit totaling $250,000 or more.
Oh, okay. So that's what you mean by that's what you mean by those will be the revolving accounts.
The 250
right
will include revolving accounts.
Revolving accounts. Yes. Okay, I got you.
Okay. So I'm not saying that we're gonna go and get $250,000 all in one lump sum.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm saying that we will accumulate up to $250,000 in business credit. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Now, once you do have good business credit, then you can go out and get a business loan that could be $100,000, 200,000. You see what I'm saying? Once you got business credit.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you answered my question.
Right. Cool. Anything else? Anybody? Anybody else got any questions? We got some time, so y'all could get down on the questions. If there's something I didn't answer, if there's something I didn't cover, this webinar is regarding how to build your credit profile with vendor accounts.
This is Constance. Can I ask a question, please?
All right, Ms. Barker.
How are you and everyone else?
Good.
If I do my accounts, my profile, say I go to Uline and just say I go and make a purchase, say $75. Does it matter how much money that I do the account? Would it be based on me being able to get to 250,000, or is it a certain amount that you must charge overall to qualify for 250? Do that make sense?
I'm kind of confused.
Okay. Me too. Okay, say for instance, I'm gonna go ahead and get with one of the vendors and say I'm gonna spend $15,000. Just say off the rip, I'm gonna spend 15,000 and I'm gonna do the net 30. Okay, if I do 5 accounts for 15,000, I'm just using a rough amount. Would I be more capable of getting a $250,000 business account later on, or does that money matter?
Well, I think when y'all hear this 250,000, it throws y'all off, right?
Well, so I want more, but I'm just gonna say 250.
Right. So this is how it goes, right? So you get these accounts, first you got to get these net 30 accounts, but they're not going to give you much. They're not going to give you much money. They're not going to give you much credit to start. Okay. They're going to give you a little bit of credit. And when you buy something, you have to pay for it in 30 days. So, right. So they might give you $1,000 credit or less. Okay. And whenever you buy something, you got to pay for it in 30 days.
Oh, okay. I got you now.
Right. So when you go to the next step, because each step is needed for the next step, and this is a needed step to get these net 30s. Okay. So the idea here is to get 5 net 30 accounts on your credit report, which means you're going to go buy an item from 5 different companies that's $50 or more, and you're going to pay for it on time. And they will hit your business credit report. Then, once you check your business credit report and you see 5 accounts on your business credit report, then you can go and get revolving accounts.
Okay, I got you now.
Because the revolving accounts, they need you to have credit in order for you to even get an account with them.
Okay, that answers my question, and I thank you so much.
Cool, Ms. Barker.
Thank you.
All right. Any more questions? We didn't already went through. Who just came in? Miss Sweet Life. Hey. All right. Do you have any questions about business credit or anything? Today's topic is how to create a business credit profile using vendor accounts. So anybody got any more questions? And note that at the top of the hour, we will have another webinar that will be complete. I'm going to show you every detail about building business credit, and you'll be able to do it yourself. You won't even need me. Okay. At the top of the hour, 7 o'clock, you can go register now.
So what did I miss? Oh, right.
Yeah, you missed everything. This is actually a real quick one about how to create your business credit profile using vendor accounts.
Yes.
I can go over it real quick because it's not that much information, but basically,
can we get an email of your slides? Because last time I took pictures of the slides so I could, be mindful and remember things.
Right. You know what? I don't provide the PowerPoints that I use.
Oh,
but you can take as many notes as you want, and you can ask any questions that you want.
Okay, so that's fine. I will be taking notes.
Okay, so at 7 o'clock we're gonna do the big one. It's an hour and a half long, and I go over all the steps. Okay, this one is just about how to create your credit profile. So I can run that. I could go through a quick summary if you like.
Okay, I would love that. Thank you.
Okay, bet. Because I got this on the top of my dome. See?
I see.
Okay, so how to create your credit profile using your vendor accounts. So in order to even start this process of creating your credit profile, one, you have to have your business set up properly, which is step 1. That's credibility. And if you missed that one, you can go to my YouTube channel and see the past webinars that I've done for the spring series. Okay. So the credibility is basically how to set up your business right. Name, phone number, address, etc. Right? You need a website, all that type of stuff, EIN number. All that is making your business credible in the eyes of the lender. All right. The second step is to understand your business credit reports and why you need them and who the players are. So there's 3 business credit reporting agencies: Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, Equifax. Now, once you understand the importance of your business credit reports and you have your credibility, now we're ready to create your business credit profile. Okay? And when you create your business credit profile, what you have to do is look for vendors that will give you credit when you have no credit, and they have to report to the business credit reporting agencies. And that's hard to do. It's hard to find these vendors. It's like that, okay? So when you do this on your own, you got to call up the vendors and ask them, one, do you offer net 30 accounts for my business? And you also have to know who they report to, because they have to report to the business credit reporting agencies. The answer to that question is Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, Experian. Okay? So once you got your credibility set up, you understand your business credit reports. Now we're going to find 5 net 30 accounts. Net 30 accounts means they're going to give you credit when you have no credit, and they're going to report. Some vendors will give you a net 30 account just because you have your local telephone number listed with the National 411 directory and an EIN number. Okay, some vendors will give you that account. Okay, and you can start by going to my website at businesscreditbuilder.us/vendors, and you can find Strategic Network Solutions and Summa Office Supplies, which are the first 2 companies I always use.
Okay.
Because it's real easy to get a trade line with them. The whole idea with this business credit is to create these trade lines on your business credit report. To have as many trade lines on your business credit report that are paying on time, that tells a lender, hey, they can pay a bill. And that's what this is all about. Convincing a lender to think that you can pay a bill. Now, you don't have to be able to pay a bill. You just have to look like you can pay a bill.
Pay a bill. Okay.
You know what I mean? And that's the credibility part, making it look like, making your business credible in the eyes of the lender. And then we go get these net 30 accounts, right? We're gonna need 5 net 30 accounts.
5 net 30 accounts.
Right. So the first 2 is Strategic Network Solutions.
And what do they do?
They do a lot of different stuff. But I found out that for our strategy here, they only offer digital items on net 30 terms. Now, I use this company because it's an easy trade line.
Okay.
And you have to make sure you spend at least $50 or more.
This monthly or just in general?
In general. See, every company does this differently.
Okay.
Okay, so, but in general, a good strategy is just to make sure you spend $50.
Okay.
Some vendors will not report if you spend under $50.
Okay.
So just a general rule, just spend $50. Now, I know that Strategic Network Solutions and Summa Office Supplies, they have increased their minimum purchase amount to $75. So, these companies, they adjust regularly, right? And so you just have to find the ones that work for you, because some of these net 30 vendors may not work for you. Okay, but you have to go out and think of this like this. Yeah, I see you back there.
I know, right? She's like,
okay, but the thing is that the idea is that the focus here is to get these trade lines
Mhm.
on your credit report.
On your credit report. Okay.
Right. See, that's the goal here. So sometimes it might mean that you buy something that you may not have to use,
Mhm.
spend $50 to go get this trade line. You see? So sometimes it's more thinking. You see, you got to think what's good for you.
Yes.
It's a lot of thinking. So like I said, building business credit is not for everybody because you do have to do some thinking. There's some administrative stuff you have to do. So if you're not an administrative person, and if you're not a patient person, this is going to be real difficult for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because sometimes you have to do some work, you have to do something, and then sometimes you got to sit back and let it marinate.
Correct.
Okay? So you got to be patient. You got to know that we're just not going to go run up and go get some money. We're building our credit. And when we have credit, then we could go get a lump sum for something, right? Like if you need a truck for your company. Well, we can't go get a truck right away with just business credit. But if you have 10 or more trade lines on your credit report, now we're in a better position to go get this vehicle with just our business credit. Okay. What else did I miss? Did I miss something else? I've never done this before. Just had a one-on-one with you, right? After I did the webinar. Okay. Okay, so any more questions?
I got a question.
Go ahead,
Can you hear
Steph.
me? Okay, so in your experience with the 5 net 30 accounts, approximately how long do you think it takes before you will start to see that you're eligible for the next level, like the revolving type of accounts?
Okay, good question. So these 5 accounts, once they all hit your credit report. See, that's why you need access to your credit report. Okay, because when you make these payments, you want to make sure that these companies are sending your trade line to the business credit report accurately and timely. Okay, so you have to be able to pull your credit reports, and when you see 5 on your credit reports, then you can go to the revolver. Okay, and that usually takes about 3 months. It may not that many instances will it take less than 3 months, because when you make that payment, they report, right? So let's say a company reports at the end of the month, right? And you made your payment on the 5th of the month. So now they're not going to report that until the end of the month, 25 more days, right? And then when they do report it, it's going to take the business credit reporting agencies another 30 days to actually put it on your report. Okay? So this is stuff where, you got to be diligent. You got to keep going. You do as many trade lines as you can. Some people can't do that many at a time. Some people do a whole bunch at a time, right?
Okay, so yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. About
Thank you.
about 3 months. Yep, about 3 months.
So I have a question. If she's done, I'm sorry. I don't want to.
All right, go ahead.
So I got a Home Depot Pro Pay account. How do I get them to report to
You got a what account?
Home Depot Pro Pay?
Okay.
Home Depot Pro account. How do I
Yeah.
get, when I make purchases at Home Depot, to get it to, since it's a business pro pay, how do I get them to report it under my DUNS number?
Let me see. I have that account.
Mhm.
And off the top of my head, I don't know who they report to.
Okay.
So one thing is you have to figure out who they report to.
Okay.
And that company does report. You just got to
Mhm.
figure out who they report to.
Mm-hmm.
And after you make that payment, then that's the report that you pull to make
Okay.
sure that they reported it.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
So that's an easy question. You can call them. Now, the first person that picks up the phone may not know the answer to that question. So if that person don't know the answer to the question, then you have to call the credit department. And when you get somebody in the credit department,
Mhm.
that person may not know who they report to.
Who they report to?
Okay.
Oh,
And then so the credit manager will know who they report to.
okay.
And that's probably, and he may not know when they report, because some of these companies hire a third party to make these transmissions of trade lines, you see.
Mhm.
So you find out. But in this particular case, you'll be able to find out pretty easily after the second person that you talk to. That first person definitely ain't gonna know.
I
Because
believe that.
these companies, they don't spend much time on after the sale activity. They're trying to make the sale,
Mhm.
right? So the stuff we're talking about, did you send my trade line to the reporting agencies? That's after the sale. They don't know that much about that. They're not spending that much time on those questions, right? So you have to go to the credit department if the person cannot help you. Okay, we're gonna wind this down. Anybody got any more last questions? I got 10 minutes to take a breather before this next webinar. Any more questions?
I'm registering now for the next one.
Okay, bet. Yeah, 7 o'clock.
Yep.
Yeah, let's get it. This one's gonna be fun too. All right. This one's a little bit longer, but I go into a lot of detail. All right. And make sure y'all register for next week's Spring Fling Business Credit Series, which is how to get credit lines and business loans for your business.
Yeah,
Okay?
definitely.
That's next week. All right. Any more questions? Everybody, thank y'all for coming.
Thank
See
you.
y'all at the top of the hour for the next webinar. Talk to you later. Thank y'all. Businesscreditbuilder.us. Subscribe, like, all that stuff. Talk to y'all in a bit.